Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the MJ Innocent Podcast. I'm your host, Moonwalker Tanya. If you love Michael Jackson content, please consider liking and subscribing. If you are a MJ hater, then beat it. Viewer discretion is advised for this video. Now, for those of you who haven't seen the mockumentary, first of all, you're very lucky, but I think it's ironic how Stephanie Safechuck, at the beginning of the mockumentary, she talked about how she wanted to have a baby so badly to the point that she even had her husband reverse his vasectomy, which is something I didn't even know could happen. I think that was a big mistake on his part. That is, if that actually happened, And then later in the mockumentary, she said, "I did not protect my child." Well, first of all, Stephanie, you know your son wasn't abused. You're just going along with this because you're desperate for money. But one thing you did not protect James from was yourself. You failed as a mother, just like how Joy Robson, Janet Arvizo, and Evan Chandler. And then to make it worse, your son is following in your footsteps. And you probably hear my dryer in the background. I do apologize. I'm doing laundry. But anyway, it's a shame because obviously Stephanie Safechuck was a horrible example for her son. And obviously when kids have bad parents, it's very unfortunate because they're supposed to guide you in this world. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So, I saw an episode of the Steve Wilkos Show recently, and I saved it on my DVR because I knew it would be a good thing to tie with this episode. There was a woman and her aunt who came forward and tried to tell the authorities that the mother's boyfriend at the time was molesting both the daughter and her aunt. Now, the mother claims that she called the police. They did an investigation. They couldn't find anything. And then the mother lets her boyfriend move back into the house 1 week later. And the abuse continues. The mother claims that her sister and her daughter kept changing their stories. And then it got to the point where even during the investigation, she said to her daughter and her sister, she said, "Well, if you tell the cops that this happened, he's going to go to jail. He's going to go to jail." And then according to the daughter and her aunt, they said that the mother offered them money and gifts to lie to the police and say that nothing happened. And this was heartbreaking because here's the thing, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is, because first of all, I'm going to reveal to you who told the truth and who didn't. But how MJ haters always try to say that Michael silenced the Chandlers, even though that's not true? I always try to tell people that, first of all, the Chandlers demanded money. Michael didn't offer money. If Michael offered money to the Chandlers to not come forward, then yes, that would be suspicious. But remember what I just said about what the mother allegedly did? She went to her daughter and her sister and said, "I'll give you money or gifts if you don't tell the cops this happened." And when I heard these allegations, it made me sick to my stomach. So, who's telling the truth and who isn't? Let's watch and find out. Okay, so this is the mother right here. She's the one who said she called the cops, and then, according to her daughter and her sister, that she allegedly offered them money and gifts to not tell the cops that her boyfriend at the time was molesting them. All right, so let's get to the lie detector results.
You came here and took a lie detector test, and we asked you, did your mother's ex-boyfriend sexually molest you when you were young? You answered yes. Did your mother bribe you not to tell the police about being molested by her ex-boyfriend? You answered yes. The results came back the same to each question, and it came back that Nyasia told the truth.
Okay, so to all you stupid MJ haters out there, like, when Wade and James are smirking and smiling and laughing and also their parents in the mockumentary, this right here is how a real victim feels when the truth comes out. They also don't go after money. All right, so we're going to get to the mother's results. Okay, so I don't want to play too much of this, but there is something else that I want to state that's happening, like, right here. Like, after the results, the mother kept saying, like, I love you, I love you, I love you. Like, I was young, I was stupid, I was in love with him, I didn't know what to do. First of all, that's really sad. And yeah, maybe sometimes, like, I mean, just because the authorities, like, oh my gosh. I mean, the fact that she let him back in the house 1 week after the authorities said that they couldn't find anything, like, I mean, does that mean that they have to break up? I mean, I think it should have been investigated more. That's the problem. And the mother kept saying, well, I believed them, that's why I called the cops. But then when the authorities couldn't find anything, then she didn't believe them. And even during the investigation, she offered them gifts and money to lie to the cops. So, now, let's get to her results.
You came here and took a lie detector test, and we asked you, did you ever try to bribe your sister with gifts or money to lie to the police about being sexually abused? You answered no. Did you ever try to bribe your daughter with gifts or money to lie to the police about being sexually abused? You answered no. Did you know that either of the two girls were being molested by your ex-boyfriend? You answered no. The results came back all the same. And it came back that Danielle did not tell the truth.
She knew. That's why she bribed them. She knew.
I did not know what was going on with them. How would I know that they was being molested? Until they came and told me. I didn't know nothing about them being molested. Before we got here, yesterday, they just told us more
Your
part of the
daughter,
story.
listen, I don't know if anybody, including myself, needs a lie detector test to know that you're lying.
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
So at the end of the day, the important thing is your children should always come first. And there was even a moment in the mockumentary in which this obviously didn't happen, but apparently during the 05 trial, James told his mother that Michael was a bad person, but he didn't want to testify either for Michael or against him. And then James allegedly told his mother not to tell anybody. And Stephanie's like, I won't tell anybody. Well, like I said before, we know Wade and James are not victims. We know that their mothers are lying and just going along with it. But are you seriously going to tell me that if your child told you that this person was a bad person, and if they molested you, and you had the opportunity to go to court and fight not just for your freedom, but other possible victims that could have happened after you, and you're going to say, I'm not going to do anything, don't say anything? Now, to any real survivors, I understand that it is difficult to come forward. I understand that, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm victim shaming, because I'm referring to Wade and James who are not victims, okay? But to real victims, you know, I mean, I can understand why maybe some adults might be suspicious, like if you have a habit of lying all the time, or if you're like a troublemaker and stuff like that, like you might have to prove yourself, you know? But the important thing to remember is, if you know someone is doing something bad, you have to do something, not just to protect your child, but any other child who could possibly be in danger. And when I saw this episode of Steve Wilkos and the mother failed, I mean, my heart dropped. Because I'm not a mother myself. I've always wanted to be. And it's sad that women like her has a child when I don't. I would never choose a man over my daughter's safety, and that's exactly what she did. Yeah, the authorities didn't find anything. I understand that. And we know the authorities didn't find anything with Michael. But here's the difference, though. Michael didn't do it. This woman's ex-boyfriend did do it. And the fact that Wade and James refused to take a polygraph is just another red flag. And there was another part of that episode that I would like to discuss, but I'm going to do that in the next video. So let me know how you guys feel about this. It really is heartbreaking. So, and then she said, I just think it's so sick how she's like, well, you know, they didn't find anything. I was young and I was in love. Well, guess what? You were in love with someone who molested your daughter and your sister. And it's sad. I hope that the three of them can repair their relationship. I don't know, but I mean, at the end of the day, the mother has to own up to her fault in this. Yes, she did what she was supposed to do by calling the cops and stuff so that they could investigate. But letting him back in the house literally 1 week after the authorities said they couldn't find anything, I think a lot more should have been done before that was even allowed. Okay, so I love you guys, and I will see you in the next episode. Let's have a great discussion in the comments. See you later.